The reasoning behind Gunna snitching on Young Thug and other YSL members has finally now been revealed, as on February 4th, 2023, new updates have been revealed in the Young Thug case, making the life of Young Thug look very concerning. Now, Gunna knew just how serious this court case has become, as the trial is soon starting. The rapper needed an out, or else he would be looking at life in prison alongside Young Thug. Now, before hearing Gunna reveal why he snitched, it's important to know the snitching timeline of YSL members. The day the YSL mansion was raided and 28 members of YSL were arrested, 4 members started snitching immediately. Allegedly, one member started snitching the moment he walked into his jail cell. This was mentioned during the first court hearing.
He's the one directing traffic. He is the one they're all afraid of. He's the one that's king slime. He is the most dangerous of the 28, Judge. And I implore you not to grant him a bond. He is dangerous. If he gets a burner, Judge, and the court may know this, a lot of the communications that Mr. Williams is on FaceTime, because it's not traceable, it's not trackable. Judge, I will also say that we have taken proffers from fellow from Mr. Williams. Some are on this indictment, some are not. They have stated uniformly that Mr. Williams is dangerous. They are afraid of him, that if they cross him, he will them and their family. And they were very clear about that.
Concerns that this court has is danger to persons and to intimidate other witnesses and obstruct the administration of justice. So and for those reasons in the aggregate, I'm going to deny bond at this time.
Leave a like on the video if you're a fan of Young Thug. I'm curious how many fans are watching today. That court hearing was a few days after the massive YSL mansion raid. Members went straight to creating what's called a proffer deal, meaning YSL members snitched to be released from prison or even just receive a lesser prison sentence. On average, one person would snitch every 2 weeks. With the evidence stacking up on Young Thug, the worst thing imaginable then happened. His best friend, co-owner, and someone he calls a brother snitched on him. This being none other than YSL rapper Gunna. On December 14th, YSL rapper Gunna accepted a plea deal inside of the courtroom. In this plea deal, Gunna admitted that YSL is a street team that commits many street acts as mentioned in this video clip.
You agree or acknowledge that statements are true, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
I became affiliated with YSL around 2016. Is that true as it pertains to you, Mr. Kitchens?
Yes, ma'am.
YSL is a music label and you have personal knowledge that members or associates of YSL have committed crimes in furtherance.
Yes, ma'am.
You were present when law enforcement officers stopped a vehicle in which you were present along with Jeffrey Williams, wherein hydrocarbons and a firearm were recovered. These items did not belong to you.
Yes, ma'am.
And do you acknowledge the following statement? I recognize, accept, and deeply regret that my talent and music indirectly furthered YSL to the detriment of my community. YSL again. Is that your statement or acknowledgement?
Yes.
With Gunna snitching against Young Thug, this gave all of the feds the evidence they need against him, as it then became clear the prosecutors want no one else other than Young Thug. Ever since December 14th, the YSL case has been looking grim, as we saw new evidence presented in the courtroom against Young Thug. As the judge mentioned, this new evidence was provided by more snitches in the YSL case. Moments after, we then saw reports being released of Young Thug looked very defeated in court recently, with this video clip attached. Now that video clip went viral online, Court officials also added to the report stating, and I quote, "Notice in the video clip how Young Thug is alone in the courtroom. No other YSL members being told the new charges and evidence, proving that he is being targeted the most out of anyone in the case," making the court case a lot more serious. Young Thug's own sister then spoke about the clip, telling us to realize that Young Thug is going to court daily, 8 hours a day, sitting in a wooden chair, people that he called brothers turning on him and snitching. This is a very hard time for the YSL kingpin. While Young Thug is going through one of the hardest court cases to beat in the world, being a RICO case, here's what Gunna was doing today. As Rap TV tweeted this, as someone caught footage of Gunna today, driving around in his drop top, enjoying his supercar, and carefree world ever since snitching on Young Thug, revealing that Gunna wanted to save himself and nobody else. Now it seems as if every court hearing Young Thug is involved in, people are either snitching on him or trying to set him up for more charges. As very recently, a YSL member in court tried allegedly setting up Young Thug for something serious. As it still is being investigated, prosecutors are alleging that Young Thug tried to pull a fast one in the courtroom, as it was announced that Young Thug tried pulling something from an ex-YSL member in front of several cameras and security guards. As it was announced on Twitter, exclusive, my colleague Mark just obtained surveillance video that shows the moment prosecutors accuse that Young Thug and his co-defendant, Khalif Adams, of conduring a hand-to-hand deal in court. Here is the footage of the courtroom. The Twitter thread continues stating, prosecutors say the surveillance shows Adams walking to where Young Thug is seated with his attorney. He then drops narcotics in his hand. A deputy confronts Young Thug and he quickly turns the item over to authorities. When deputies searched Adams, they found him in possession of narcotics wrapped in plastic and food seasoning to conceal the odor. According to investigators, Adams was taken to Grady Hospital after he appeared to ingest other items of contraband in an effort to conceal the extent of his crimes within the courtroom. Prosecutors then filed a motion asking the court to make a finding of fact that court was delayed on January 18th because of the actions of defendant Williams and defendant Adams. To the final tweet stating, an attorney named Keith Adams for Young Thug responded to the allegations that his client was involved in the deal, with this audio of one of Young Thug's lawyers reacting to the allegations of the video being released online.
The reality is, Mr. Williams had nothing to do with what went on in the courtroom on yesterday. One of the co-defendants, on his way to the restroom, attempted to pass something to Mr. Williams, who immediately turned it over to the deputy.
He did not know it was allegedly Percocet?
Did not know. Well, we don't know what it is. Did not know what it was, turned it over to the deputy right away. The deputies took action. The individual who had the contraband, not Mr. Williams, was taken into the back.
With Young Thug's own YSL members continuing to try to set him up, Gunna is now also seeing what comes with snitching. As Young Thug is not the only YSL rapper under pressure now, Gunna may have just lost all of his connections in the music world. As DJ Academics tweeted, YSL is having a beef on Instagram. Gunna came out and tried testing the water, claiming YSL the label, and even said free Young Thug. Everybody in YSL is looking at Gunna like, buddy, you're the reason that he's in there, as they all unfollowed him right after, even Young Thug's sister as well. Now this all began when Gunna tried tweeting on Twitter, rest in peace Lil Keed, I love you and I miss you twin, showing some respect to late YSL rapper Lil Keed, who sadly passed a few weeks into the YSL RICO trial. YSL. Gunna even then started posting on his Instagram a picture at his at-home studio with the caption stating, "People act like they really switching to his side, but it's only one side. Hashtag YSL the label, free Young Thug and Yak." This Instagram post got a lot of backlash from YSL members that are staying true to YSL, and they're also supporting Young Thug, unlike Gunna. As YSL King Mondo replied to Gunna on Instagram, "I ain't gonna bite my tongue. Baby boy, you don't need to be saying nothing about YSL or free Young Thug after what you said and did. You really got some nerve." Now this even led to a very surprising moment on January 14th, when none other than Lil Baby and Lil Durk, who have been best friends with Gunna for several years and even started their music careers together, all cut ties with Gunna. DJ Academics shared a snippet of a new Lil Durk song. In the lyrics of the snippet, Lil Durk says, "What happened to Virgil, he probably gonna tell," referring to the collab song that he had with Gunna titled "What Happened to Virgil." As to this day, Lil Durk has not spoken publicly about Gunna snitching, but him sneak dissing him in a new song snippet likely proves that he has cut ties with Gunna and he doesn't really approve of what he did. And this even led into Lil Baby also making a very surprising move. As DJ Academics tweeted, "The streets are saying Lil Baby unfollowed Gunna today. Y'all think the industry giving Gunna too much of a hard time for being a truth teller or nah?" Truth teller being another word for snitch, obviously. This is a huge move. Lil Baby and Gunna have been best friends for several years. They grew their rap careers together and have done a majority of music plans together. But it's also very important to note they did this alongside Young Thug, as Lil Baby and Gunna were taught everything they know by Young Thug. So Lil Baby unfollowing Gunna is probably more of a respect thing for Young Thug, saying, "Hey, I know this guy snitched, and I know you're probably not cool with it, neither am I." I'm interested to know what you guys think. Leave a comment down below on what you believe is gonna happen with the Young Thug case. It's been District Trending, and I'm out. Peace.